Hey everyone, good afternoon. Working on the Snowflake Tower again, day 2. Got the main frame, the main portion of the ASAP pole that I used for this up yesterday, and the lower portion guy wired. And I'm working on the upper stage now. So I'll kind of show you how this goes together and how I crank it up in stages. So what I've done so far is put these vertical pieces on either end here. They just get bolted in here, and I've looped the guy wires in. So I have 2 guy wires on each end, 3 here in the center, and again 2 on this side. And the snowflake, I have one that's right here with me, gets mounted here, so that'll just go there, and I'll show you that here in a second. And that goes up, and that'll be the first one, and then I'll crank this up a little more, and I'll do one here. There are 2 brackets here because there are 2 snowflakes that go on this upper stage center pole. And I have the pole marked where they go. So as I crank it up, I get to that point and I'll tighten those down, the muffler clamps down, and that'll hold on to the pipe, and then we get this thing cranked up a little higher. So that's kind of how it goes. The purpose of these vertical ones here on the corners, because that may not be obvious, is to supply, to strengthen this piece here. So when I very first built this is using 1-inch square tubing. And I don't remember the wall thickness I used. It was pretty thin. And the issue was when you crank down on the guy wires here on the ends to prevent rotation and lock everything in place, it bent this frame. And I did have these braces here, but it still bent the frame a lot. So I remade it the next year with a much stronger steel. And this is really heavy, thick wall steel here. I think it's at least 1/8-inch wall on this. And so when this gets cranked up, it bolts to this lower cross member. And this is what you saw yesterday in the video, and what I had used these muffler clamps to get in there. So this will bolt in here and over there on the same side, and that creates a really strong assembly here that locks this top piece in place. So when I crank down on the guy wires and get tension on it, it doesn't deflect everything. So that really holds it solid. So I said we got 1 snowflake here in the center. The next one will be on the center pole. Then there's one that mounts on that outer vertical, or the outside vertical there. Can't really, maybe you can see the mountain bracket, but it'll get obvious as it gets cranked more up. And then we go back to the center location and it works our way. And then I have some other cross members on the lower section. So right now, just getting the upper section up and doing this, and this snowflake will go on. So let's see if I can do this one-handed while on the ladder. You know, safety first for OSHA. So really, the way this works is the bracket. Let's see, come up here. And there we go. Slides on. And then I have this front plate. So that front plate goes over, and then I do a washer with a split washer, and then a nut. And these are all 5/16 hardware I'm using on this. Get this guy started. Do the other one. Washer, split washer, and the nut. So really, I'll just come here, just straighten this up. There's a little play because the holes on the snowflake I made are a little oversized. So I can just get this straight, bolt it down, and this one's good to go. I'll crank it up and go on to the next one. So really easy how these things bolt in with this frame that I had fabricated for these snowflakes. All right, the snowflakes are all bolted in. The tower's been cranked up to full height, and all the support braces are connected and guy wire secure. So this thing is done. Went together really easily and smoothly, just like it does every year, which is awesome. I did upgrade the controller in this to an F16 V5, and everything on this side of the driveway was not wired for X connects, so I had to replace, when I did the controller swap, I put X connects on everything and re-soldered new connectors on all the props over here. So that's done. Got the winterberry twig trees in here, and they just slide over rebar, and have 2 guy wires to help support them as well. And the spiral trees, and those go over rebar just like everything else I do. And these I upgraded to EMD conduit last season. So replace the flimsy store bought or the stock mounting system that they do, or mounting pole that's very flimsy, but it survived for many years with EMT that just slides over rebar. So really cool, that works out. So that's kind of the progress there. And next up, I still have to get more candy canes out. So I have these 2 over here. I have 2 more on the other side of the driveway, but I need to get the AC lights in the trees, get the AC props out. Arches have to go, I'm still working on those, and the pathway trees here. So that's kind of the next steps that I'll be doing. So that's all, that's the update. We'll catch you on the next one.